Hello there and welcome to my channel. So I'm going to do a little tiny review on this and then story time. So if you're new to my channel, I normally do unboxing and food reviews in the car, but I've been doing the videos and everything in my kitchen, and I just realized maybe I should do that as a thumbnail that I didn't close that. So I'm doing him now because here in the kitchen lately here in Texas, because it's been really hot out. So this is a strawberry banana soda, natural and artificially flavored, that I got for free. I'm not going to get into how I got it. Just already opened it. And it's carbonated water, cane sugar, natural and artificial flavors. Oh, it has red number 40. Why? I'm not going to drink that much of this, that's for sure. I didn't eat healthy today. It kind of reminds me, a long time ago, I had a banana strawberry smoothie at McDonald's. This was a long time ago. But there was just something about that flavor. It kind of tastes like that without the dairy, but in a soda form. I'm getting both flavors. Like, I'm getting a natural flavor, but I'm also getting an artificial flavor. And I believe it said it was both, was it not? Yeah, it's natural and artificial. Well, see, there you go. It's both. Pretty sweet, though. But I like sweets. So, it is Friday. I'm still sitting home. My significant other is still in the Philippines. I wish I was there with him. It's been getting... I got off my antidepressant because the antidepressant, which is a Zoloft, has not allowed me to sleep. And finally, I think it's dissipated out of my system enough now that I actually can sleep. But I'm a sleeper. And so before I got on the Zoloft, I would sleep all the time, like nap throughout the day, like constantly be sleepy. Now that I've gotten off the Zoloft, I went from not having any sleep at all on the Zoloft, well, a few hours a night, to like sleeping like all the time now. So, yeah, I may have to talk to the doctor about that. But, other than that, how's everyone doing? I want to go live so bad, but I need 1,000 subscribers. So please share my channel, tell your friends, family, you know, whatever, to please subscribe to me. You don't have to watch my videos, but I just need 1,000 subscribers so I can start going live. And then we can start interacting. It's like, this is like, oh, a liquor. Okay, so what do I want to talk about? There's always things on my mind. And that's why I want to go live, because I would love to interact with people. Riches. I was just scrolling through my YouTube, and you know how YouTube has like these short clips now? They're kind of like TikTok. It's like vertical. And there was a pastor, and I think his name is TD Jakes. And no, I don't follow him and all that other stuff. It was just in my feed for some reason. But he was talking about rich people. And, of course, what he said I already pretty much knew. It wasn't like a revelation to me. But he was talking about how poor people will be the number one people to wear high-end clothes, shoes, bags, you know, a Rolex watch, Louis Vuitton, etc., etc. Predominantly more than a very wealthy person. And a lot of wealthy people would just wear, like, you know, sneakers from Target, you know, clothing from the Gap. And that's, you know, I figured this out a long time ago. I think when I was like super young, I think it was in junior high that I wanted to like fit in with the crowd. So I was kind of like into that preppy kind of stuff. And my parents had given me allowance, finally, after begging. Because my dad would always like take me to Walmart and buy Walmart clothes for me. And I'm just like, really, I can't do this anymore. And so after talking with my mom and my mom talking with other people, they came to the conclusion to just give me like an allowance each year for clothes, for school clothes. But once they gave me the money and I spent it, don't ask for any more clothes throughout the year. And I don't remember how much they gave me, but I was wearing like, well, I had liked Bugle Boy at the time. I didn't like Guess. And I loved Zeke Havarici. But in high school, I just started to diversify myself. Like, I would get into like, because I've always liked Duran Duran growing up. So that's like, dancing music. So I had gotten into like more alternative, underground type music. And I started dressing like unique and different. And I didn't dress in all black, because that's another thing that I think is so funny when you have people that say, I'm a nonconformist, but then they dress all in black and all their friends dress in all black. I'm like, you're conforming to each other. I mean, if you're going to be original, be original. Like, I used to wear a mini disc. I don't know if you know what a mini disc is, but you have CDs and DVDs. Well, Sony invented a mini disc. It was a disc that looked like a CD, but it was mini. But it stayed inside of a casing. And I got a fishing line and attached it to like a silk rope. And it was like a silk rope. It was silky. And I had like hooked it into the mini disc and wore it around my neck. No one else did that. I know I'm going off on way many tangents. Now, I'm not trying to brag, but I think I have a good taste and unique things that most people don't know about. But unfortunately, I don't have a lot of money. Like this shirt, for example. It was just free. It was given to me. But another reason why, besides the fact that I just don't have a lot of money, I can understand where that preacher guy TD Jakes is coming from. Is I've noticed it. A lot of poor people or poverty-stricken people that come into money quickly, a lot of times they want to show it off and brag so that they'll be liked and loved. And the sad thing is when you dress to impress. I mean, if you want to dress to impress for a job, I guess I can understand that. But other than that, there may be other exceptions to the rule. But a lot of times you're trying to impress people that don't even like you. So that you can, or maybe so you can do it to upset them. Why would you go through all that energy to do that? It's just like, and I know I'm probably going to get a lot of negative comments on the next thing I say, and I hate to stereotype, but take a woman, for example, or a man too, but that spends like, an hour or more putting on their makeup, which is fine. I'm not judging people or saying it's wrong, but I'm just saying, if you're going to spend an hour putting on your makeup and you're going to be walking around all day and, all these people, like, how often are you going to look at yourself and enjoy the hour long or whatever long it took? All the money, the time, the energy, the makeup, whatever, to have a nice face, which I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but so everyone else can see your beautiful face. And then you only glance at it throughout the day a couple times. It's kind of like, why would I decorate the outside of my house with a beautiful Christmas lights when I could decorate it inside? Well, if you decorate it inside, no one's going to see it. I'm going to see it. Well, that's outside. I'm in my house for hours paying for electricity for everyone else to enjoy. Think about that. Think about that. Like if you wear some like really high-end expensive shoes, how often are you going to be looking down at your feet and enjoying those shoes? Especially if it's a design like on the back of your shirt. And I understand that, you know, it can give you a confidence boost. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong. Believe you me, don't take me the wrong way. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong. I'm just saying that, you know, there's a difference too between wealthy people and rich people. You know, a rich person has money, and a lot of them, I'm not saying all, a lot of them, you know, dress to impress and want people to know that they have money. And a lot of people that become rich, especially if they grew up poor or were in poor, as soon as they get that money, especially if it comes in quick, it goes quick. They'll spend it quick. Especially if they don't have any savings or didn't learn to invest or save. Just like with the lottery. People that win the lottery, and this is all, you know, this is not for everyone, right? Like there's exceptions to everything I'm saying, right? It's like you have people that win the lottery. And on the lottery, it doesn't mean if you're poor or rich. You have people out there that are very poor. But the thing is, if those people save and make sacrifice and invest and save, then chances are those people, when they win the lottery, 10 years later, 20 years later, whatever, they still got the money. But then you take someone else that's poor, or maybe even middle class, or maybe even above middle class, but they spend their money all the time. They have little or no, very little or none savings, investments, whatever. You know, it's like they live paycheck to paycheck. When they win the lottery, guess what? Within so many years, more than likely, it's gone. If you can't save and be responsible with your money for what you have now, when you get more, it's not going to change. And I've seen it happen so many times. I knew a guy that was making $10,000 a month selling cars. I'm not playing around, because he showed me. Because I was like, there's no way. He showed me, I think it was like 8,900 that quarter or something, or whatever it was. And I was like, I thought you said you made 10. He's like, yeah, well, it fluctuates anywhere between 10, you know, between 8, I think he said between 7 and like, let's say 13. So he like averages out to 10,000 a month. Kid you not. There was actually a time where he actually asked to borrow money from me. Not before he made the money or after, like when he was making the money. And I told him, I was like, dude, you're making like 10 grand a month. I was like, I'm surviving on $1,000 a month, and you're getting 10,000 and you're asking me for money. That's like me that makes 1,000 a month to go, let's say, to India, where someone's making like $1 a day, and asking them to borrow 85 cents. Or they make, you know, $5 a day, and I'm asking them for like $4.75 or something like that, you know? Around there. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit but it's because he wasn't saving anything. I knew a guy that was dating my friend. He could never save anything. I told him all the time, I was like, you need to invest. You need to at least start saving and then investing. Just do something. And he wasn't young. Like he was, you would think by his age, he would have learned by now. And he was like, well, it's hard. You don't realize I have a lot of bills. And I was like, okay. I was like, so if something ever happened and you made more money per month. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, if I had made an extra $500 a month, I could probably save at least $300 or $400 or whatever. It's something along those lines. I've said before on this channel, I don't like to lie. So if I think someone said something, but I'm not sure, I'm going to say that. And it sounds redundant for me to always say that, but I don't like to, you know, give you false information. We all lie, by the way. Everyone lies. And that's another thing that I can't say when people say, well, I don't lie. I'm like, really? When you tell someone it was 5 o'clock, it was really 4:57. Technically speaking, you're told a lie. Hello. So, anyway, he landed a job spraying radiant bearing up in attics. It's like this silver paint. And he sprayed it to keep your energy bill down. It's like a insulation, right? Making an insane amount of money. He basically worked on commission. So the more people he sold up, and he would literally go door to door, he would give out flyers and stuff, and he was pretty good at sales. I I don't know if he'd be good as me, because I used to do sales, and I saw his sales pitch, and I'm like, you got some things to work on. But for the most part, you know, the proof is in the pudding. The question is was he making good money? Because I can talk all I want to about him, and yet the answer is yes. He was making very good money. And I told him, his name was Steve. I said, Steve, I was like, now that you're making like an insane amount of money, like he was making probably 3 or 4 times the amount of what he would normally make. Or he at least double. Actually, it was more than double. For sure, 100%. He was making more than the double of what he was making doing what he was doing at his other job. And the crazy thing is, he had both jobs. Like, he kept his other job. He only did that on the side for a while, and then he quit his job. But regardless, he was just spending his money and blowing his money left and right. And he was also very religious. And I remember him telling me, you know, God will make a way for me, whatever I don't. And then he would talk about different things, like the Bible scripture that says you shouldn't hoard whatever and whatever. So anyway, he was pouring. I don't even want to talk about that. I'll just put it to you like this. I should have an extra video, like, and put on my Patreon on some of the things that he did that I don't, you know. But anyway, he lost his job. There's a reason behind it. I'm not going to say why on this video. And when he lost his job, like, that's another thing too. I said, why don't you pay off your truck? He didn't pay off his truck. I was like, you got the money, just pay your truck off. He's like, I can't just pay it. I was like, save like 2 or 3 months. You know, like, why don't you spend, if you're making double, let's say you're making $5,000 a month and now you're making $10,000. If you can survive off of $5,000 and now you're making $10,000, why don't you save the other $5,000 now that you have, and then within 2 or 3 months you'll be able to just pay your truck off, because you don't know. And I told him, I said, you don't know how long you're going to have this job. And he's like, oh, you're being negative and then whatever. So he lost his job. Took him a while to get his old job back, and guess what happened? He lost his truck because he didn't make the payments on it. That's why I said, when I win the lottery, I'm not touching the principal. Not at all. I'm going to live off, for lack of a better word, the interest, the dividends, whatever you want to call it. They also say when you win the lottery, tell yourself not to spend a penny of it for like 3 months or 6 months or whatever it is. And if you can do that, if you can set down a period of time and say, I just won $10 million or whatever it was, and then for 3 months, I'm not going to touch it, or 4 months, whatever it is. I don't know if there's a specific time, or maybe it's just a time that you're supposed to give to yourself, or maybe you're supposed to give yourself a time, but you're supposed to follow the guidelines of 6 months or 4 months or whatever it is. But if you can do that, then more than likely, you have a higher chance of not blowing it all in the next 10 or 15 years or whatever. I like nice things. You know, I don't think that there's many people out there that don't like nice things. You know, and if I had a lot of money, I would actually start dressing like I used to dress, like unique stuff. But I wouldn't be buying expensive high-end brands to show off and to feel rich. If I want to feel rich, I would just look at my portfolio of my investments, and that makes me feel rich, instead of showing myself off to people that probably don't like me, don't care. And if they want to be my friend because I dress nice, then I don't want to be friends with them. Because the moment that you don't have money and can't dress nice, are they still going to be your friend? Because they were only your friend because you dress a certain way. And that's another thing too. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that with everyone. You know, a wealthy person is a different between a rich person. Rich people tend, not always, but rich people tend to spend money, feel rich, think rich, tell everyone they're rich. And wealthy and wealthy people tend to not want you to know that they're wealthy. They hide their wealth. They don't dress nice. They don't want you to know that they got money. Why would they want you to know they got money? They don't need to, because they got, for them to feel good about themselves, they just look at their portfolio. Or they look at the beautiful house that they have inside that they don't let people see. You know, wealthy people are very, normally, very private people. A rich person will show their house off and invite people over, showing off their riches. And there's always exceptions to the rule. But wealthy people, they don't want you to know that they have money. They dress down. I mean, look at Warren Buffett. Look at Bill Gates. Look at, what's his name that passed away from Apple. Of course, he always wore the same outfit. I think it was black. But that was more because he didn't want to make decisions on clothing, because he wanted to put his decisions toward important things and not frivolous things like your clothes. He didn't want to have to spend time should I wear this, should I wear that? If it's the same looking outfit, there's nothing to think about. But I'm just saying, you look at Mark Zuckerberg. Not that I don't like him, because I'm not crazy about the guy. But Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett. Who else did I mention? A lot of these wealthy, not rich people, they don't dress in Louis Vuitton and these Balenciaga and all these high-end brands. It's okay to treat yourself. Don't get me wrong. It's okay to treat yourself. But I remember, I don't know if I should leave that for another. There was actually not just one time. There was a few times where I've had bank interactions. And maybe I should put that on a video only for my Patreon subscribers. I think I will. Because that's some I need to get back. Because for the people that support me on Patreon. And I'll try to leave a link up for my Patreon. I know I always forget to leave links. Because I don't think about it. Because, yeah, do I want to make money off this channel? Of course I do. But, my main goal really is to go live and to interact with people. And if I make money, that's cool. If I don't, I don't. But I can't do that until I get 1,000 subscribers. So if you're wondering why is she doing it now, it's because I can't do it until I get 1,000 subscribers. That's why. But, yeah, I think I'll share my bank experience on a separate video, and I'll upload that to Patreon. And then for the people that can't afford to support me on Patreon, maybe I'll release that video a month later or something. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that with everyone. And please comment. I want to let you know I try my best to read every single comment. Sometimes I don't get notifications that someone wrote a comment, and I don't know why YouTube does that. There's 2 ways. I was going to say 3. Well, there's technically 3 ways if we go on the website, but I don't own a computer. But there's 2 ways for me to check to see if someone wrote a comment on my videos. And a lot of times, YouTube doesn't tell me on one and only the other. And sometimes they don't tell me on both platforms, not device, but a platform, which is actually 2 different apps that I use, and it doesn't even show the comment. And then I'm scrolling through my past videos, I'm like, this person made a comment a month ago, and I go back on those 2 apps, and I look to see if they've given me a notification that that comment was placed, and it's still not there. But I do, throughout the day, I check my comments. So, don't think that if you're going to comment, I'm going to ignore you, because, yeah. Now, if you write something mean, I might just delete you. Delete your comment. Delete you, right? But, I don't know, so something to talk about. I've been eating junky food. My tummy hasn't been feeling too good. I just went to the store and bought a whole bunch of processed food. Nothing I could probably review, because I reviewed pretty much everything as far as that food's concerned. I did buy a lot of fruit, but I didn't buy any greens. Anyway, that's my life and what's going on with me. If I go to the Philippines, I'll definitely make a lot of videos for everyone. So, fingers crossed. Till next time, don't buy high-end, expensive things to show off to people. Invest your money or buy something nice that you're going to enjoy for you to see. Alright.